Hello everyone, myself Sonam teacher. Today I am going to teach you for class 7th English grammar. As in last episode we had talked about the pronouns, various types of pronouns. From that remaining pronouns we are going to see today. In previous episode we had talked about the relative pronouns, abstract pronouns and so on. So today we are going to talk about the interrogative pronoun. First of all, what is interrogative? Yes, it is related to the question. Yeah, in the types of sentences last year you had listen about the questions, the sentence which is related to ask something. Yes, so interrogative pronouns are used to ask the questions. Okay. So which type of questions or how we use interrogative pronouns in the questions or sentences? It is not easy to see how they replace the nouns, because as we use them to ask questions, it mostly comes at the first of the sentence and exceptionally they comes in between the sentences. The examples of interrogative pronouns are who, which, what, where and how are all interrogative pronouns. So how we can use them? Yes, here are some examples which will help you to come to know how we can use interrogative pronouns in sentences. First one sentence, who told you to do that? Who told you to do that? Yes, the question is who. Okay, if you ask, read once again the question who, then answer will come. Yes, automatically the answer will come of any person's name. So name of person is known as noun. So instead of noun we used here who. The second one, which dog is yours? Which dog is yours? The question interrogative pronoun is which, means we are asking about something. What is that something? Yes, about the dog. So dog is a common noun, correct. So instead of dog we are asking which. 3. Question number 3. Whose this bag? Whose this bag? If we will answer for this question you will get yes, the answer will be anyone's name. So whose is used instead of the proper noun. 4th one, what does he do? What does he do? What means it asks about the action. It asks about the action, and as we know that the action words are also known as nouns. So what is used instead of action word, that is what. So interrogative pronouns can also be used to ask the questions indirectly. In previous sentences we had seen those questions are getting the direct answers. Yes, the direct question and the direct answer. But sometimes we ask indirectly. What is indirectly? Yes, instead of asking the same person directly, we are asking through the second one person. So how we can understand? The first one is ask him what he has done. Ask him what he has done. I want to ask someone else. Suppose I want to ask a question to Seema. But instead of asking directly to Seema or Ramesh, I will ask to another person like a Neeta. I will ask to Neeta that what the Sita or Seema is doing or has done. Yes, ask him what he has done. Second question, I do not know who has done this. I do not know who has done this. Okay, if someone is asking me about who had done this, so I will say I do not know who has done this. So that who means the third person for whom I am using this, that is a interrogative pronoun. Interrogative pronouns also have the compound forms. As in verbs you already learn about what are the compound verbs. Same way we are having here the compound pronouns. What is meant by compound? Yes, to combine the two words, correct. So here whoever, who and ever are the two different words. Those are combinedly known as whoever, that is interrogative pronoun. Second one, whatever, what plus ever, that is whatever. Third one, which plus ever, whichever. So how we can use those interrogative pronouns in the sentences? See, first one, whoever asks you this, whoever asks you this. So here we had used whoever to ask the question. Second one, whatever he did, does he deserve this? Whatever he did, does he deserve this? So here also we use the compound form of the interrogative pronoun, which help us to ask the question in detail without any confusion. So the next one type of pronoun is indefinite pronoun. Okay, by the name only you will understand what comes in that. Yes, which is not definite. Indefinite pronouns are the pronouns that stand in place of undefined person or thing. What is undefined? Yes, to whom we cannot describe properly or directly. The refer to person or things in general. They refer to person or things generally. If we talk about the examples of those are anybody, something, no one, somebody, anyone, few, many, many of them and nobody. Okay, if we will take examples, we will use these words in example. So how it will be help? See, one should do one's best. One should do one's best. Here we use only one as an example. Which example? Yes, indefinite pronoun. But how it will come indefinite pronoun? Because I had not mentioned here a proper noun or a noun of that person. Instead of that, I use only one. Though it is countable, it is indefinite. Okay. Second one, many. Where we use many? See, many among the group do not speak English. Many among the group do not speak English. So, many among the group. Okay, means suppose in the group there are 12 to 13, 14 members are there. Out of them, many of them means more than 2, 4, 5, 6 people are not responding or they are not speaking English. Third one example, somebody has taken my pen. Okay, I don't know who had taken my pen, but my pen is not there. So, I can definitely say that somebody has taken my pen. So, here I cannot mention anyone's name, noun, so that somebody is a indefinite pronoun which is used in the sentence. The next one type of pronoun which helps us to know more about the distributive pronouns. The words such as each, either and neither refers to one thing at a time and are called distributive pronouns. See, the pronouns which used to tell about something about or something's time, it is known as distributive pronoun. Distributive pronouns are always singular. They does not come plurally. For example, each, either or neither. So, how we use these words in the example? First one, each of these girls has a book. Each of these girls has a book. So, here are girls. Okay, here many girls are there, but we are talking about each and every girl. We are talking about each and every girl. Everyone is having a book with herself, okay, or themselves. So, that time we are using each. Second one, neither is a very good picture. And third one is, either of these shirts can be bought for Nitin. Either of these shirts can be bought for Nitin. So each, neither and either, these are the words or pronouns which are used for only singular, not for plurals. So as we know that in parts of speech there are total 8 words classes, and from that the most important, that one is adjectives. An adjective is a word that tells us more about a noun. Karan is a naughty boy, Rashmi is a beautiful girl. Here I will not repeat the answer because as in previous episode already we talk about the definition and examples of adjectives. So you got the answers? Very good. Naughty and beautiful, these two words are adjectives which telling more information about, yes, Karan and Rashmi, a boy and girl, how they are. Very good. So kinds of adjectives we are going to see in detail. So adjectives are of 3 kinds. What are the three kinds? They are measured, or they are distributed in 3 types according to their uses in the sentences. So adjectives of quality. What is quality? Yes, it is an abstract noun, correct. And adjectives of quantity, it is not abstract, it is concrete. Very good. And the adjectives of number, yes, it will comes under the countable and uncountable nouns. Very good. So adjectives of number, also known as the numeral adjectives. So first one we will see in detail, that is adjective of quality. So adjective of quality, it shows the quality of person or thing. Okay, it shows the quality of person or a thing. For example, Kolkata is a big city. Okay, before going to see the next 2 examples, see here I had given a note which is very important, which helps you to identify the adjective of quality from the sentences. What is the note? The adjectives of quality, the answer will be got by the question of what kind. If I will ask the question of what kind to the first sentence, that is of what kind of Kolkata city is. Of what kind of Kolkata city is. Yes, the answer will come big. So big is a adjective of quality. This word gives us noun that it is a big city. Second one sentence, Dr. Singh is an honest man. Of what kind of? Dr. Singh is a man. Of what kind of? Dr. Singh is a man. Yes, the automatically answer will be honest. So in this way you can get the adjective of quality, you can identify from the sentence by using question or by asking the question of what kind. The last third one example for this, the foolish man died of his folly. Okay, the foolish man died of his folly. Because of his own fault he got died. Okay, but how you will continue with answer? Yes, foolish. Foolish is the adjective of quality. So adjective of quantity, yes, the quantity, how much. Yeah, you have to ask the question how much, how many, so you will get the quantity. It shows the quantity of the noun it describes. Okay, it describes the quantity of noun. So which is noun here? He has some sense. He is a noun, correct, it is a common noun. He has some sense. See the note, adjective of quantity answers the question how much or how many. So first one sentence, he has some sense. How much sense he have? Yes, some sense he have. So adjective of quantity is some. Very good. Second one sentence, can you guess? Ram had much patient. How much patient? Much patient. Many more patient. Yeah. He has little intelligence. Okay, how much intelligence he have? Correct, he has little intelligence. So little is a adjective of quantity. Fourth one, he has enough money. How much money? Enough money, sufficient money. He has no wisdom. How much wisdom? No, nothing. Okay, so no wisdoms. So here the words which are in colored or italic form, those all are the adjectives of quantity. So got it? The third one adjectives type is adjectives of number. Yes, by number only you understood. Yes, here we have to mention a number or nothing. So how it will come in the sentences? It gives the number of persons or things in detail or the specific numbers they mention. They will not say some, many, few, like that. There are 5 rooms in this house. Few people can remain hungry. There are no books in this room. No books means there will be 0. There are 5 rooms in this house. So you can count it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So these are known as adjectives of number. Examples: all men must die. Okay, here everyone, all, whatever numbers are present there, all must die. 3 of these mangoes are ripe. How many mangoes ripe? 3 of them. Okay, adjectives of numbers you will identify from the sentence by using the question or by asking the question to the noun, that is how many. Okay, you have to ask the question how many. In previous types, what question you had asked? Yes, for the quantity you asked. What you asked? Yes, how much. Then you ask how many, and last one we are going to see in detail about a comparison of adjectives. What is comparison of adjectives? As we talk about the 3 types of adjective, now we are going to see that how we have to use the adjectives in the sentences in the different forms like verbs. As we are using the verbs in different forms or tenses like go, went, gone. Okay, go, goes. Same way we are using adjectives also differently in the different sentences. So let's see the comparison of adjectives. By the examples we will get first information. Ram is a strong boy. Rahim is stronger than Ram. Reena is the strongest of all. Here the first one person is not compared with anyone else. We are talking about only Ram. Ram is strong boy. It is sufficient to understand the sentence. But the second one sentence, here 2 nouns are there, 2 proper nouns, 2 persons are here. So comparison between Rahim and Ram is here. So Rahim is stronger than Ram means Rahim is most powerful or more powerful than Ram. Correct. Reena is strongest of all. Reena is the strongest of all. And when we are going to deal or just make these 3 sentences combined, we'll read combinedly. So we'll come to know that here is a comparison between these 3 people. Yes, in first sentence there is no comparison. It is a positive degree. In second sentence there is a comparison between 2 persons. And third one is a comparison between many and one. Okay, Reena is only one and she is compared with other all persons whoever present there, means more than 2. So when we are using the adjective for a single person's quality, we are using the first form of the verb, that is the positive degree. Okay, when we are comparing 2 peoples, that time we use adjective, that is a comparative degree. And when we use adjective to tell someone is a most superior, that time we use superlative degree. So what are the positive, comparative and superlative degrees? Let's see in detail. When we compare two or more nouns, the adjective changes in the form. There are 3 degrees of comparison. First one, the positive degree, which is known as a base form, okay, because here we are not changing the adjective in another form, as it is adjective or verb is used here. That's why it is known as base form. The smart child. See here, the smart child. How is the child? Smart. The second one sentence, the angry father. How is father? Angry. A tall boy. How is a boy? Tall. So here we had not compared with anyone else. We are talking just about a child, just about a father and just about a boy. We are not talking about any another person or noun. Only one noun is present here and only about that single noun we are talking. Yes? So here is no comparison, only the one person's quality is mentioned here and the word is used in the as it is form. So it is known as the positive degree. The second one, the comparative degree. Sheetal is shorter than Neha. Comparison between two persons or two nouns. Which are the two nouns? Yes. First one is Sheetal. Second one is Neha. These are the which type of nouns? Correct. Proper nouns. These are the proper nouns because they are the name of persons. Good. What is shorter? As we seen in the previous sentence, we use short or tall, but here we use shorter. What is change in the verb? Correct. SHORT, short, is a first form of verb which we can use in a positive degree, but here is a comparison between two persons, so that we added here ER after the word or verb. Shorter than Neha. Sheetal is shorter than Neha. Here is comparison of Sheetal and Neha's height. The second one sentence, which of these pen is better? Which of these? When we talk about which of these, it means there are many pen. There are many pen. So which of these pens is better? So which pen is better? If I am having 4, 5, 6 pens and someone is asking me for a pen and he is asking about the best pen which will give me the good experience while writing. So I will ask which one is better. The superlative degree, which used for when we are talking about the person among many. Person among many means about a single one person or single thing which is in the group. For example, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15 books I am having with me, and if I want to ask about one book, so how I will ask? Yes, I will ask that can you tell me the best one book from these books? Can you tell me the best one book from these books? Yeah, means here I use the word best, and if we talk about the word forms, that time we know that best is a third type of verb. How it will come? For example, good, better and best. If I want to say that the book is good, that first book is better than second book, but if I want to tell about the book which is among many of the books and it is good, so how I will tell? I will not say that it is a good book, I will say it will be a best book. Okay, a book is good, the first one book is better than second one, and the book out of them is best. Okay, so here we use the one word in the different forms, in the different sentences. These are positive degree, comparative degree and superlative degree. In first sentence good, second sentence better and third one is best. So positive, comparative and superlative. Okay, let's see few more examples. Can you show me your biggest room? Can you show me your biggest room? The biggest room? Yes, if I am talking about a biggest room, it means that in the house might be some other few rooms are there. Yes. So, I am asking among all of those rooms, which one is the big one? This is the best gift I have received. This is the best gift I have received. Means before this I received so many gifts, but among all of them this is the best one. Yes. So, can you make few examples by using the different words? For the superlative degree I am asking. Yes. Raju is the tallest boy in the class. Raju is the tallest boy in the class. So, tallest is word which tell us it is a superlative degree. Okay. Here few examples of positive degree, comparative degree and superlative degree. In these three types, how we use or changes the words. First one, bold. It comes in comparative, that time it will be used as bolder, and when it comes in superlative it is used as boldest. In positive degree, wise. In comparative, wiser, and superlative, wisest. In positive degree, happy. In comparative, happier, and in superlative, happiest. In positive degree, much. In comparative, more, and in superlative, most. See, those are the examples. So, we can talk about few more examples, which are that? Yes, beautiful, more beautiful, most beautiful. As we know that the comparison between two persons, so we will use those words in the different sentences. So, first one, wise. Okay. Rajesh is a wise boy. Ramesh is wiser than Rajesh. Rashmi is wisest in the class. Understood? Rashmi is the wisest in the class. Very good. So, can you make examples of about happy, happy and happiest? I am giving you some time. So, you have to mention there in your rough book those few words and you have to make the examples for that. So, I am just taking a recapitulation about what we talk about today in this session. So, if we will talk about the comparative degrees or adjectives of number, it tells about the proper numbers or specific numbers. Okay. So, here if I will tell you, use the word 8. Okay, use the word 8. Yes. So, what you will say? I have 8 balls with me, or my father is having 8 different companies' cars. Okay. If we talk about the comparison of adjectives, so you will can you say me once again? Positive, comparative and superlative degree. Okay. In positive degree, words will come as it is, verb will not change its form. In comparative degree, yes, it will change its form. It might be added er, or sometime it is added with more, sometime it is added with more. For example, beautiful, more beautiful and most beautiful. But if we talk about a tall, we will not say that tall, more tall or most tall. So, what we will see? Say tall, taller and tallest. Okay. When we talk about word happy, so we will say happy, happier and happiest. But when we are saying happier, that time also the y will be eliminated and there will be added ie. So, these are some exceptions we have to use, we have to keep in mind while using the words in the different forms in the comparative degrees or in superlative degrees. So, how we have to identify or how we will come to know that those words we have to use like this, or I have to add, when I have to add much, more or most, when I have to add er, when I have to add est. So that also we are going to see in detail in the next session. So till then what you have to do, just revise whatever we had learned in those previous episodes. From the first episodes, whatever the running notes you had made, you just go through it. So next time you will get betterly what I am going to teach here or what we are going to discuss here. So study at home. Thank you.